How y'all doing? What's going on? We are back here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And baby, I tell you, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel, but that's why I have to come to y'all and tell y'all how I'm feeling about this. Honey, look at the picture. Do y'all see this picture? This is man, he is cleaning up well. He got a suit on. And this is his wife, his beautiful girl. Okay. They look like a decent couple. I mean, they're not going to win good looks of the year, but they look decent. They look nice together. He looked good with her. And hey Smiley, how y'all doing? Let's get the likes up. Y'all said y'all want another DL Chronicles. Honey, I'm bringing it to you, okay? And I came across this video. I wasn't even looking for it, honey. It hit me in my face. And I said, you know what? God want me to redo this video. So that's why I'm bringing y'all here. I have not played it yet. And I'm going to react to it with y'all. And I have to say, I can't tell that he gay. I can't tell. Can y'all tell? Okay, let's do another. You know how we do. We want to know. Press one if y'all could tell. Can y'all tell he's gay? They said, if you didn't know, they said that his wife, caught him with another man. Yeah, honey, another man, a full man. Okay. Honey says she can tell. I can't tell, honey. I guess my gaydar don't work, girl. Okay, they said they can tell. Ain't no fooling y'all. Damn, they can't fool y'all. Shit. Oh my God. Press 5 if y'all can't tell. I want to know this. Y'all say y'all can tell. How y'all can tell, but she couldn't tell, and she was in a relationship with him. That don't make sense. I really be feeling like y'all just be saying you can tell just because you already know. But if y'all did not know he was gay, or he like men, I don't think a lot of y'all pressing one. Y'all wouldn't have pressed one. Okay. Y'all saying that because y'all know already. Okay. Oh my God. She sees the signs. What is the signs? What is the signs? All right, so I'm gonna play this video. Let's get the likes up. We can do way better with the likes. I'm looking and the like. We only got 21 likes. Come on, y'all. It's late night. Let's get these likes up, especially if y'all want me to do more of these reaction videos. Let's get the likes up. We need more likes on the videos. All right. We need more likes. Let's get these likes up. Let's not play with it, y'all. All right. So I'm going to start it from the beginning. Now, the beginning is sad because her husband killed her. How you her husband? I don't understand why a husband killing wives. You're supposed to love your wife. You're supposed to honor your wife. You're supposed to protect your wife. You're supposed to love and protect your wife. And killing your wife is not loving and protecting your wife. Sleeping with men is not loving and protecting your wife. Your husband don't supposed to be slipping out with no man or woman. What is going on with these husbands and these wives? Why don't a husband know to be a husband? Do we need to go back to knowing what is a husband? A husband don't supposed to cheat, period. Even if you are gay and you are in a marriage, you don't supposed to be cheating. You sacrifice your gayness, and you just gonna have to die without getting that fulfilled. You gotta sacrifice your desires for your wife. You can't be selfish. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to indulge in that, don't get married to no woman. Don't get married at all, and just do what you want to do. But I guess they have to be with a woman to keep their persona up or their reputation up. Yeah, honey. Whew. So what you say, Smiley? Smiley said, I just found out another DL man hunting his girlfriend. What? I'm like, what's up with these DL men attacking women? Just be who you want to be. I guess she exposed his ass. And you know how these DL men is. It's like, don't expose them, and they gonna take your ass out of here. So that's what it is. I mean, everybody knows nowadays, don't expose no DL man. Just leave if you want to live. Okay? If you care about your life, you better just leave. Leave well enough alone, child. All right, so I'm gonna go up here, and now this part right here is very freaky because she is screaming, and she is screaming for her life. I mean, you should hear her screaming out loud. It is very scary, okay? So brace yourself because they said these screams, she's screaming for her life, girl. Listen to this. I can't even hear it. I have to fast part that part. Okay. I have to pass. Now, Smiley, we don't do no advertising. Okay. Smiley, I see what you're saying, but please don't advertise nobody. Okay. Let's not do that because I might not like everybody. Okay. Let's not advertise everybody. Please don't name no influencer or no other YouTubers unless I say approve. Okay. Let's do that. All right. So let's continue on. All right, I'm gonna have to fast forward that part. I don't want to hear her screaming. They said she was screaming for her life. They have video footages of it. Let's go.
Who would be shot dead instantly after walking into her husband sleeping with men. In the early hours of August 17, 2023 at around 8:30 a.m., police responded to a frantic 911 call reporting gunshots fired at 1411 Union Avenue Southeast. Upon their arrival, officers were met with a horrifying sight. Alicia Lofton's lifeless body lay on the ground near the
Oh, and she's so pretty too. Look how pretty she is. She is so pretty. Ain't she pretty? Press two if she is so pretty. Man, these download men, they love a pretty woman. I can't say that. Every time I see a report of a download man killing their wife or their girlfriend, they always with pretty girls. And they love light-skinned women, right? They love light-skinned pretty girls. So pretty girls, y'all are more at higher risk if you pretty and you light-skinned and mixed looking, you are at high risk for a DL man. They love pretty girls, okay? They love pretty girls.
intersection of Adams Street and Union Avenue. The scene was chilling, her body riddled with several gunshot wounds.
Oh my God, riddled. So that means that he wanted to kill her. He didn't want to hurt her. He wanted to silence her. Riddle. How could you riddle your wife? How could you riddle and kill your wife? All those over some bull crap. I mean, it's not bull crap to him, but damn. I just say, deal, man, please just don't get married. If you worried about your secret getting out this much, I think you should just move to Canada and just go to a different country, okay? And just do what you want to do in secret. Whew.
Just moments earlier, Alicia had walked in on her husband sleeping with men.
What?
In a tragic retaliation.
What? Can you imagine the scene of that? Could you? I wouldn't want to walk in on no man being with another man. I would not want to see that. Damn. Maybe she thought it was another woman. Maybe she heard some noise in that bed squeaking and I don't know who was screaming. Maybe it's moaning and screaming. Maybe she thought it was another woman, and she bust up in that motherfucking room talking about some Tyrone. Then she looked and she saw another fucking Tyrone. Oh hell no. Ooh, that must traumatize her ass, horrified her, and I guess it horrified him because he looked back from being in doggy style, that heart drop, and I guess he said, "Oh hell no, she gotta go, she gotta go." And I wonder what the other man do. Did the other man try to stop him? Like, come on, baby, let's not do this. It's out now. We could just be lovers. I don't know. He got caught with his butt, his what they call it, booty band, his butt buddy. He got caught with his butt buddy, pants down. I don't know where they was at. Was they in his house, in her house, in their bedroom? Because they trifling like that. Honey, I don't know. Okay. Oh, Smiley said she would have lost it. Oh my God. Tashawn said, I know it smelled like shit. I know it smelled like shit. Well, it depends if they know how to clean good. But if they don't know how to clean good, they don't matter. But some people don't mind. It smell like shit. Latasha, they say that shit give it more seasoning. Tasha, what's her name? Tasha. How Lori seasoning. You put it on a chicken, you give it that flavor. Some of them said, they want that fuck. They want that natural funk. You know what I'm saying? They want that natural scent. And if it smelled like shit, she should have smelled that shit a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Before she hit that dough, that shit should have sink all in the fucking vents. You know what I'm saying? If it smelled like that, I don't know. But they don't mind it. If it did smell like shit, they didn't mind. Child, don't forget, these women are going to Dubai and they get shitted on. They taking whole boo-boo pies. Do y'all hear about those women? Press one if you hear about them baddies. They go to Dubai, they get boo-booed on by these men, these straight men boo-booing on the baddies. And they walk away with a bag, $30,000 just to get boo-booed on by straight men in Dubai. Yeah. So they are all into that. Yeah, they all into it.
Her own husband would shoot her dead instantly.
Wow.
But before that, let me take you back to how it all began.
I just want the court to know that this guy is a piece of garbage. My daughter.
Now, oh my God, that's her father. Oh my God, that is her father. I know that has to hurt. Wow, for a father to have to come out before the courts to really express himself about that has have to hurt. Wow. Can y'all believe this is her father? I know her father wished that he would have just laid hands on that man, right? This is her father. Press 5. If y'all know, this is her father speaking out before the courts. And ain't it sad that after he killed your daughter, you have to even explain it. You have to prove to the court why the man should be locked up behind jails. I'm sorry. If my daughter died and it's clearly, what everybody know what's going on, I don't feel like I need to explain to the court. I don't want to talk about that shit no more. I don't want to have to explain and doing interviews. I mean, that shit is exhausting. I feel like that shit not fair. Do y'all think that shit is fair? If you lost a relative he lost his daughter, do you feel like it's fair that you have to explain yourself and keep on fighting for justice? Press 2 if you feel like that's fair. Press 7 if you feel like that's not fair. Man, something happened with my daughter like that. I don't want to fight for shit. I just feel like y'all should handle that, the state and the court. Why the hell do I have to keep on explaining myself and talking? Hell, I ain't saying nothing. Just work it out. You know what to do.
My daughter introduced me to this guy one time.
Hold on. I don't understand. She introduced you to this guy one time and they already married? Man, is that a sign? I don't know. Father. This is the biological father. Was the biological father always around? Or was he not always around? Hey, OG, how are you?
Hey, Gigi, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
How are you?
Good. I'm watching this father, and he has to go before the courts to explain why I guess the guy that killed his daughter should stay locked up. What are your thoughts
hmm
about that?
Well, I saw this episode, right? And it's really horrible and horrific, that these men are, unaliving these women for just them, exposing them as being DL. Um, I think it is important for the family to go before the judge. And I know it's hard to do a lot of times. I know it's hard to continue to fight for your loved one after they've been unalived by, their mate or husband, wife, ex, whoever, baby daddy. it's hard to do, but you have to, because a lot of times when the court don't hear from the family, sometimes the justice system can tend to be very lenient on the culprit, right? On the perpetrator that committed the crime. And they may not get as much time as deserving. But if the family get up there and speak, and the judge and the court see the hurt, the pain, and things in their eyes, and how losing their loved one has affected their life, I think that helps the judge make a decision most times as to, giving them harsher times if they talk about the history of the domestic violence and things of that nature that happened between the couple. You know what I mean? I think that can absolutely help the judge with sentencing, because he's looking at it now from a family member lens that's close to this person, that knows this type of person, that the loved one that lost their life, and what that perpetrator did to their loved one. So I do think it's important that they do speak. And I know it's hard to do, but I think the more the courts and the judge see, mothers and fathers crying, they see the tears, and when they plead with the judge in the court to give them the maximum sentence, to convict them to the fullest extent to the law, I think it's important to say those words out loud to the judge and to the court. Don't beg for mercy on them, because a lot of families will play that role. Well, I'm a Christian and I forgive, and I already forgave them. Nah, I ain't that type. Nope. Fullest extent of the law. They need whatever the maximum. That's what I would do with a loved one. I will request, especially as violent as they unalive these women, for exposing them for being DL. It's too much of this is going on now. So I would absolutely get up there in front of the judge with every might and power and strength I have and say, give them the max. Honestly, if it could be the unalive penalty, give them that too, because they took a life, and that person's life they took won't never have it back. Even with them being in prison, they still will be breathing. So that's how I feel about that. That's horrible. I saw this. I looked at this case, and it's just horrible. And it's a lot of this that's going on. Gigi, a lot of this is happening, unfortunately, and predominantly to our Black women. That's why I always educate in school these women on these DL men, because every DL man is a narcissist. Trust and believe me. Every last one of them, because they are living whole double lives. They are living a lie. They are using the women as the beard. They really hate the woman. That's why they put hands on them, put paws on them. And I told you, anytime they put paws on you, they will unalive you. And women get with these men and think that they're going to be different than the last woman that they put hands on, but they're not. And it's unfortunate that this sister didn't find that out until it was too late.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm glad. I like how you put it. I think you're right. People do need to fight. I just want the justice system to already do it. Like, I don't feel like it's fair for they have to continue to fight and go through that process. But I guess you just have to do it.
You really have to do it when it comes to us, as Black people, because we don't get the fair justice, on the scales of the law and the criminal justice system anyway, right? So the more you see the families fighting for the victim that can't speak for themselves, the better it will be when it comes to the judges looking at that family, showing up every day, you know what I mean, being a part of it. And when it's time for the family to speak, the family should speak. I'm for it 100%. No mercy, because that person that unalived their loved one didn't show that person mercy. So why should that person be shown mercy? I would not get up in front of a judge if it was my loved one that got unalived by someone and say, Lord, give them mercy. I forgive them. Nah, I'm not that type. I ain't doing that one. No, do it. Listen, sentence to the full extent of the law. Whatever that is, life in prison, whatever. I'm gonna ask for the max. I'm going to say that to the judge. I want that person to get the max because my loved one who life they took don't have no life. That person at least will still have a life in prison. If they get life, they'll live until they be unalived in prison. Then once they gone, and now I'm satisfied because now they got to meet that other maker. They got to meet the big maker that's going to judge them. See,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I feel about that. She was a beautiful woman.
Yeah. So for those that don't know about this story, can you tell them about it?
Now, this woman is the one that, and wasn't this out of Atlanta? Was this the one out of Atlanta in Georgia?
I'm not
I
sure because
believe so.
I just came across it.
Okay. Well, yeah. And she was married to this man. And she, like you said, caught him in the act with the same sex, getting it on.
Were they in their home? Where were they at?
I don't know if it was in their home or if it was somewhere else. I don't know. But I know she caught him. It didn't say, I don't know. I don't remember the case saying where she caught them. I just know she caught them. And first she told a relative, and then it's alleged that she, said something on her social media page.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I've seen so many of these stories. The one guy, he unalived. The wife had an order of protection because he had already threatened her and had been violent with her because she did the same thing. She exposed him too. And this is the thing, the reason why I say families need to go within the court system and speak up on behalf of the family. Because the person that has the order of protection against the violent perpetrator, the man, is not protected once they go to court. They go to court and they show up at the same court together. They go in and walk out the same door. And that's dangerous because the most time is most dangerous for women is when they leave. If they've been in domestic violence relationships, that's the most dangerous time when their lives are at risk. Is when they leave the relationship. She had left the relationship. She was filing for a divorce. She had an order of protection, right? They got a court date. Now, he got locked up one time. They got a court date. Do you know they let her out first of the courtroom and then they let him out the courtroom door. He caught her in the courtroom parking lot and unalived her.
Wow. And that's this case right here.
I don't know if it's this case. I can't remember if this,
okay.
But it is. I'm talking about another case. I think this is the case where he unalived her. They got into it in the house and she ran out the door and he pop out her in the middle of the street. This is the one I believe that this one is. But I was talking about another one where the husband unalived the wife in the court parking lot.
Okay.
Because she had exposed him. So now no mercy for men that do that. See, because the thing about it, yes, I believe DL men should be exposed because they are the ones that's living a lie. And the person that they in a relationship or a marriage with, they have taken their choice away from them. They have not given that person the choice to decide if they want to be in that type of relationship. So they are completely living a lie. They live in a double life and they doing everything to cover it up by acting all like they in love with women, all on social media, going to church, going to affairs, going to events. This is my baby, my honey, my love of my life. They always say stuff like that on social media, and these be totally down low men. Totally down low men. And the minute these women find out and leave and expose them, they get unalived. It's too much of that that's happening now. But do they deserve to be exposed? Absolutely. But you have to be careful in how you do that because you are living a lie and deceiving other people. You can possibly bring something home to your mate, your wife. This is the life that they are living. I know a couple of stories like this where the husband absolutely gave the woman something that the doctor can't cure, and now she's no longer here, and he's locked up for giving it to her. So this is what down low men are doing. That's very violent, and all of them are narcissists. All of them. They are covert, which means hidden narcissists. They leading double lives, hiding their whole lifestyle, using women as beards. That's all they doing,
So
and they're violent.
with this case, can you tell me more about this one?
Yeah, he did listen, men like him don't like women. Men like them, right? But they want to portray themselves as good men, as heterosexual men. So he dates this woman, he love bomb this woman, marries this woman. She thinks she met the love of her life,
Do you
right?
know how long
Until
they were married?
no, they had been married not that long. Not that long that I
Did they have
remember.
did they have any kids?
No, I
No.
think she had some, but not with him.
Got it.
So and then she started seeing the red flags and getting suspicious. See, she probably was suspicious of a woman first, probably think he was cheating on her with a woman. So she probably snooped around, you know what I mean, and played PI, private eye, detective, right? Because we women do that when we want to find out something. 9 times out of 10, when we go looking for something, we find it. So for her to walk in on it and see it, it could have happened in their house. It could have happened. I don't know. Maybe she followed the men to a hotel or something. It could be a case like that.
Mhm.
And then they got into it about it. She wanted a divorce. She told some family members, and then she posted it on social media. And he threatened to unalive her
Yeah.
for
So
doing it.
he did not kill her at the moment she caught him. This were
No.
days later or months later.
Yep. Days later at the house, they got into it. She was asking him to leave. She
Oh,
was asking him to leave. They got into it in the house. She ran out the house because he had, got the pow and chased her out the house, gunned her down in the middle of the street. And it was kids in the house. Her kids were in the house. I
got
want
it.
to say she got 2 or 3 kids.
Now, was he abusive before, or this happened after she exposed them?
When she start the red flags, when she started questioning him, they would get into arguments. He had put hands on her before.
Got
See,
it.
that be the first sign when the women are confronting these men, whether they think it's a man or a woman that's being cheated on, that person is gonna become combative. They're gonna become angry and defensive. First of all, that you even questioning them that they're cheating, right? And they get into it about it. And he was violent with her. He had put hands on her before.
Mm.
And then when the whole thing came out about him, being on the DL, she tell family members, she posted it on social media that she was leaving the marriage and telling women to be careful about down low men, put 2 and 2 together. And he see her social media. They at the house arguing about what she posted. And he ended up jumping on her in the house. She ran out the house. He got the gun, the pow, chased her out the door and gunned her down. She was running in the streets, and that's where he did it.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
I said, yeah. So women need to really, really, really take heed to these type of men. Honestly, because these are the type of men that are flossing all on social media, acting like, that woman is the love of their life. Listen, these are men that have problem with women, first of all. They dislike them because they have some type of disdain for either their mother or grandmother, the woman that raised them, right? And a lot of these men, some of them has been touched, not all of them, by a male, right? Or either they just indulge in the lifestyle, but they don't want nobody to know about it. So they use the women as beards. They will marry you. They will get you pregnant. Be sleeping right in the bed, and you never know you sleeping right next to the enemy. Honestly.
Mm. Ooh, all right. Well, feel free to stay. I want to see what the father had to say. This is the father. Did you ever see the father speak out?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay.
That this guy is a piece of garbage. My daughter introduced me to this guy one time, and I didn't like him from minute one. Not much more I can say about this guy other than I wish I could handle this and serve justice on his ass right now. And that's it.
Living in Grand Rapids, Michigan, Alicia
So this happened in Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah. So it didn't happen in Georgia. It happened in Michigan, I'm assuming. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ooh, Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan, up north.
Danielle Lofton was a woman who radiated positivity, warmth, and a profound love for her family. A devoted mother, she dedicated herself entirely to her 3 children.
Okay, so these are her 3 kids. They smiling real bright too. These were her 3 kids. So I'm assuming because they look grown. But let's continue to play.
Each at a different stage in life, her eldest on the brink of graduating from high school and preparing to attend Grand Valley State University. Her oldest daughter was also rounding up college, and her youngest daughter was ready to finish high school. Alicia's life was centered around her children. Everything she did was driven by her deep desire to give them the best life possible. She had a heart of gold, always willing to offer the last of what she had to those in need, which earned her the admiration and respect of everyone who knew her. Her accomplishments as a single mother were extraordinary, and despite the challenges, Alicia made it look easy. She built a life that balanced work, family, and love. But in February 2023, she embarked on a new chapter. She entered a serious relationship with 44-year-old Marcus Durael Lofton.
Oh, and he was 44 years old. He's old.
A man whose presence seemed to promise happiness and stability. Marcus, known in town for his flashy yet gentlemanly demeanor.
Ooh, look all that bling bling. He got the Cardi glasses on, looking like a rapper. All them
But Gigi,
huh?
Gigi, notice all the men that look like that, dress like that, floss like that. Those be the ones that be DL. Pay attention, because they all got the same MO. They trying to appear to be very masculine. Pay attention.
Quickly became a key part of Alicia's life. The two shared countless moments of joy, captured in photos and videos that they posted online.
Ooh, you see that tongue licking? He want to lick some cat. Why he licking his tongue like that? He married.
He might want to do the other side, the other part, the other one, the other hole. He might want to eat the groceries.
Yeah, he
might want to lick the groceries.
He licking everything. But I think that's very disrespectful if you have a wife. And I don't know why she just sitting there just allowing it and just letting it. She cool with it.
Yeah, they even do that, even with her right there on camera, or on a video. That's very inappropriate and disrespectful. Yeah.
I mean, she's looking at him doing that, and she knows that this is gonna, I don't know if they're on live or they're gonna put on video, but clearly it's not for her.
Right. But see, these are like I said, these are the signs and the red flags women choose to ignore when they with men. They think that it's okay, or they think, oh, that's just how he is, or he acting. Yeah, that's how he is for real. But that's inappropriate behavior to do with your girlfriend or your wife.
Before a marriage, they're in a whole marriage.
Yeah.
Their chemistry was undeniable, filled with playful interactions, laughter, and even spontaneous dances that painted a picture of a couple deeply in love.
All right, so I guess he want to be a rapper, or he like all that rap shit.
Chad, don't they all?
Marcus, or Bug as his friends called him, was known for his generosity. Whether he was helping people in need or showing off his stylish wardrobe and prized cars, he exuded confidence and charm. Despite his previous reputation of having multiple relationships, he had never been one to publicly commit. But with Alicia, he made a marked change. For the first time, he openly acknowledged their relationship, signaling that this was something different, something serious.
Oh, hell no. What are y'all doing? So I don't know
What?
what game. She knocked his ass in the head with a pillow. Okay, I'm gonna have
Um,
to fast forward that.
I don't know, but just pay attention to these guys that's
To
always
many,
around their guy friends.
it appeared that Alicia had found the partner she deserved. A man who would stand by
All right. Well, they look good right here. They both got blue on. They really look good together. They look like a nice couple or a marriage couple just from the looks of it on these pictures. Uh, 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 uh.
her and support her through the ups and downs of life. Their social media posts told a story of love, laughter, and excitement. Alicia's commitment to family life was clear, and she poured her heart into her children and her relationship with Marcus. By February 2023, the couple took a monumental step. They decided to marry and formalize their commitment to each other. Their wedding was a celebration that appeared to promise a joyful future, and their posts reflected a couple basking in the glow of marital bliss. However, barely 3 months later,
Okay, I don't want to see nobody getting hit with no pillow.
unexplained absences and a growing tension between the two. While the world continued to see their radiant photos on social media, Alicia's inner circle began to wonder if the happiness they projected was just a mask hiding deeper issues. What seemed like an ideal marriage, filled with love and joy, quickly became something else. Something that would ultimately leave Alicia's family reeling and her loved ones searching for answers. The honeymoon phase was short-lived, and the true nature of their relationship began to reveal itself in ways no one had expected. As the seasons shifted from spring to fall in 2023, Alicia's life, once full of love and promise, began to unravel. The whispers of infidelity that had barely brushed the edges of her consciousness. By May, it grew louder. This made her question the trust that she had once held firmly for Marcus. The rumors hinted at his unfaithfulness, and the weight of the uncertainty gnawed at Alicia. Unsure of what to believe, she confronted Marcus with her suspicions, hoping
All right, so it looked like once they got married, I guess that's when she started realizing he was cheating. I would
Yeah.
suspect he been cheating all this time, but maybe he started cheating after they get married, honey.
No, trust me, he was living that DL life all the time prior to her. And look, 3 months into the marriage, that's when the red flags, she started seeing the red flags, and even other people started seeing the red flags. You know why? That's because his mask fell off.
Hmm.
for answers. What followed was nothing short of explosive. Tensions flared, and the arguments that ensued only deepened the cracks in their marriage. With each heated exchange, the emotional toll on Alicia became unbearable. The person she had once loved deeply was now at the center of accusations, and with each passing day, her trust in him shattered further. The weight of the deceit was too much to bear, and Alicia reached a critical turning point. She could no longer endure a marriage clouded with secrets, lies, and betrayal.
Hold on, she got a gun in her waistband? Oh, she got a gun in her waistband on live. I don't know what type of shit this is. They like a thug relationship at this point. Oh.
Clear. Something had to change. By August 2023, Alicia, no longer willing to remain passive,
Okay, I don't want to see nobody getting hit.
answers about their potentially cheating partners. The responses she received weren't just confirming her suspicions, they were chilling. Each message seemed to confirm the worst, with women recounting experiences that mirrored her own fears, turning Alicia's worst nightmare into an undeniable reality. Still reeling from the information, Alicia's distress reached a critical breaking point when she stumbled across something even more damning.
I guess you about to stumble across that man. Yeah, random. I don't know if he wanted to be a rapper at that big age, but he mimicked the rappers. I guess, he was stuck in a time when he was in his 20s or a teen with all the chains and just how these 50 Cent, he's another 50 Cent and the rest of them with all that big change and stuff.
Marcus in a compromising situation with other men. The impact of this discovery
Uh-oh.
was overwhelming, the
Uh-oh.
evidence undeniable. Anger and frustration consumed her as she grappled with the betrayal that had unfolded right before her eyes. In a moment of emotional clarity, Alicia made a bold decision. She went live on Facebook, ready to expose Marcus for what he had done. Holding the proof in her hand, she confronted him with the undeniable truth of his actions. But just as quickly as it had begun, Alicia's live broadcast was cut short. Her
What?
Facebook page mysteriously disappeared, sparking rumors that Marcus may have pressured her to deactivate it.
Wow.
Was this a last-ditch effort to maintain control over a situation that was quickly slipping out of his hands? The sudden disappearance
I don't like that tongue shit. Oh, she's so pretty.
made that day. She also informed Marcus that she intended to sell the home. Alicia had made up her mind. She was determined to escape the nightmare that had engulfed her. Alicia and Marcus had been living apart for 3 months following the heated altercation in May.
Oh, so they were, I guess, separated after she caught him with a man, and this was 3 months afterwards.
You know what? This may be the one I'm talking about, where he unalived her at the court parking lot. This may be the one, because I see a lot of them and I may got them mixed up, but this may be the one. That's what I'm listening to see.
Okay, yeah, I would think after 3 months, he wouldn't want to unalive her for that. They'd be over it after 3 months. Go your separate ways.
But what should have been a routine parting of ways escalated into an unbearable nightmare. Marcus, devastated by the divorce papers, couldn't control his rage.
All right, so they said he's devastated by the divorce paper. I would think he'd be relieved by the divorce paper, shit. But they say oftentimes that they don't want to leave the women. Like the guy, they do not want to leave and they want to keep the relationship going. And they get very upset when these women want to leave them.
Yeah, and they want the woman to accept them, and they continue to live the lie, and the woman's supposed to be shut up and be quiet and not say anything. Imagine that while her husband is sleeping with other men. Like, yeah, come on. That's the sickness of down low men, unfortunately.
Instead of respecting Alicia's decision to move on, he began to act irrationally, fueled by jealousy and anger. In the early hours of August 17th, just a day after receiving the divorce papers, Marcus would make the unsettling decision to visit the home he once shared with Alicia to have a conversation. This move raised serious alarms, considering Alicia had taken a restraining order against Marcus, a precaution she had taken for her safety during the divorce proceedings. He was ordered to stay away from the home. Despite the clear legal boundaries, Marcus chose to go there anyway. At around 8:00 a.m., Marcus arrived at the home. According to Marcus, he was suspicious that Alicia might be having secret meetings with their realtor and contemplating plans to keep the money all to herself once the home was sold. The confrontation, which started as an argument, quickly escalated.
He over there sagging. He too old to be sagging.
Alicia's gun from the drawer where she kept it. What started as an impulsive act of violence, he said, quickly turned into a
Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't think y'all in y'all 40s and y'all playing this game with y'all hitting each other in the head with a pillow. I think it's so stupid. Don't y'all got something else to do? Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Y'all are recording yourself on live, trying to get attention, slapping each other with a damn pillow, and y'all in y'all 40s. I just think that is so, I don't want to see that shit. But this is what they do. I guess this is love. This when you really love somebody, you're gonna slap them upside the head with a damn pillow on live. I guess if they get the answer wrong. And I wish they'd stop playing that shit. God damn.
But Marcus, consumed by rage, wasn't done. Fueled by anger and a desire to maintain control, he broke through the door and found his wife, bloodied and trying to make her way out through the bedroom window. In what can only be described as a moment of unimaginable cruelty, Marcus then took aim and fired multiple shots at Alicia, hitting her in the head.
Damn. Damn, what did Alicia do? What did she do?
That's that narcissistic rage came out in him.
Oh, rage is so wicked. You can't be angry.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's sad.
In a panic, Alicia, wounded and desperate to escape. According to Marcus, the events of that night spiraled out of control in a moment of intense anger. In a fit of rage, he claimed to have grabbed Alicia's gun from the drawer where she kept it. What started as an impulsive act of violence, he said, quickly turned into a tragic accident. The weapon discharged, striking Alicia. In a panic, Alicia, wounded and desperate to escape, fled to a nearby bedroom, securing the door behind her. But Marcus, consumed by rage, wasn't done. Fueled by anger and a desire to maintain control, he broke through the door and found his wife, bloodied and trying to make her way out through the bedroom window. In what can only be described.
Oh. So I guess he just came in on 10 and he just wanted to kill her.
Absolutely. So how could it be an accident if you realize you didn't unalive her the first time you pop out her, now you go after her again. So now that's intentional. That's not, oh, it was an accident or anything like that. That's beyond the accident. Once you chase her down and continue until you complete the task.
Mm. Oh, where his mama at? Why his mama ain't speaking? Shit, where she raising? Do y'all tell y'all sons to don't kill women? Do y'all tell y'all sons if you're in a relationship and if a woman don't want to be with you anymore? You know, do you teach them about rejection and it's okay to get rejected and hey, life is still going on? Do you teach them you don't own anybody, even if it is your wife or your girlfriend? She is not yours to own. She is not yours to kill, take off, because this should not have been, nobody's life should have been taken over this.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate.
Her way out through the bedroom window. In what can only be described as a moment of unimaginable cruelty, Marcus then took aim and fired multiple shots at Alicia, hitting her in the head, neck, and torso. Without any hesitation, Marcus fled the scene, speeding away in his maroon SUV,
leaving a trail of destruction behind him. Just minutes later, police responded to a frantic 911 call reporting gunshots fired at 1411 Union Ave SE. Upon their arrival, officers were met with a horrifying sight.
So,
Alicia Lofton's life.
Okay, Marcus, did you think this through? I mean, Marcus, this was so stupid. Everybody gonna suspect you did it, nigga. I mean, I can't understand.
That's it. They don't think it through, Gigi, because the rage takes over. Now he gonna try to say it was an accident, but you accidentally pop out her 3 times.
But then why did you run from the scene? Like you fled from the
scene? They run like the cowards they are.
Like mission was accomplished. Like that's what you have to do.
And they are cowards.
This body lay on the ground near the intersection of Adams Street and Union Avenue. The scene was chilling, her body riddled with fatal gunshot wounds.
2 people are dead after 2 shootings on Grand Rapids South Side. The incidents taking place this morning within hours of one another. News 8's Demetrius Sanders spoke with the sister of one of the victims. He shares their message.
The most recent of the 2 happened at a home on Union Avenue Southeast at around 8 this morning, claiming the life of a woman. Tonight, that woman's sister says she's shocked about the situation. A morning of violence in Grand Rapids. At around 1:40 a.m., officers...
So he shot her in a home. He didn't shoot her in the courtyard, in a home, in her own home.
say a man was shot on Burton Street Southwest between Division and Buchanan. He later died at the hospital. Just more than 6 hours later, a woman was killed after shots were fired on Union Avenue Southeast near Oakdale. Police say they don't believe the two incidents are connected, and the second shooting was likely a domestic incident.
Her best friend called me and was literally hysterical. And I jumped up, what's going on, what's wrong? And she said, my sister is gone. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God, that's her sister. They don't look nothing alike though, but that's her sister. I've never seen her sister. That's her sister speaking. So we got video footage of her father speaking and her sister. And she said, I guess the friend called, her, letting her know.
Like I just talked to my sister a couple days ago. What are you talking about? I get here, she's already on.
Cassie White says it was her older sister that during the shooting on Union Avenue.
I'm just so lost for words. I can't cry. I'm cried out. This hits home.
She declined to identify her sister, but says she was a mother of 3 with a heart of gold.
My sister was fun. She was goofy. She liked to go out, have a good time, very well dressed. She loved her kids, make sure her kids was intact and ordered before she did anything.
White says her sister was in a relationship and she's surprised domestic violence may have been involved in her death.
It was very...
Wow. So the sister said she's surprised they was even fighting. She didn't see it.
Yeah, because the women hide it from the family almost before it's too late. Once the family finds out, the men had been to put hands on these women, and these women they don't talk to their fathers. It makes me wonder, do they have brothers or uncles or something? You know what I mean? If there's no protection there because they embarrassed, they don't want to tell anyone that these men are putting hands on them. Unfortunately, and it's sad that they don't.
Her father said he met him one time and did not.
One time. Yep. And that is the thing. You know why? Because he's a man and he knows. He read him. The moment he met him, he read him. And he probably told his daughter, I don't like him. It's something about him, daughter, I don't like. And see again, and the daughter, oh, daddy, he's nice, he's kind, he's this, he's that. But the man is telling his daughter, I don't like him.
Shocking because I could never, see that type of thing being, something my sister would, be dealing with.
While talking with News 8, White says she's keeping in mind the many people impacted by that type of violence.
It's becoming too common nowadays in Grand Rapids, let alone Michigan. It's not fair. It's not fair.
She says her sister was known by many, and this is a big loss.
I love my sister, and I'm definitely going to miss her.
Now, a suspect has been arrested for the shooting on Union Avenue. Police say a person of interest has been identified for the shooting on Burton Street, but no arrests have been made.
A neighbor who had witnessed the events unfold recounted the horrific scene. The neighbor had heard a loud argument between the couple, followed by the unmistakable sound of gunfire. Looking out from the window, the neighbor saw Marcus's maroon SUV speeding away from the scene. The image of the car fading into the night, leaving behind the tragedy that would forever alter the lives of those who knew Alicia. Following the brutal murder of Alicia Lofton, investigators quickly turned their attention to Marcus Lofton as a primary suspect. The very next day, on August 18th, they spotted him walking in the 1200 block of North Avenue NE and arrested him without incident. He was charged with open murder, and on Thursday, September 28th, he was formally ordered to stand trial for the killing of his wife, Alicia Danielle Lofton.
At noon, we're learning more about an early morning shooting on the southeast side of Grand Rapids that killed one person. 13 on your side's Nate Belt joins us live from the scene with more.
Yeah, we're right now at the intersection of Union and Oakdale, southeast side of Grand Rapids. Want to give you a look specifically, 1400 block of Union. You can see just down the road here, police continuing to investigate outside of the home. You see that umbrella on the ground, 2 officers standing outside. That is where they've been going in and out of all morning. Chief Eric Winstrom tells us they got a 911 call reporting gunshots in the area around 8 this morning. When officers arrived, they found a woman inside the home here. The suspect wasn't found immediately, but Winstrom says they were able to track that person to the northeast side of Grand Rapids. That's where they were taken into custody. Now, the chief also tells us the suspect and victim were not the only ones who lived inside the home.
We know that there are kids that live in the home or that frequent the home, talking to neighbors. We're trying to locate those children. It's very much developing where we're trying to figure out everyone's identity and where everyone lives. Our first priority is to locate and identify those kids and make sure they're safe. We're working on that actively right now.
Now, again, Chief Winstrom emphasizes there is no ongoing threat to the public at this time, as this was believed to be a domestic incident. And as you heard him say, the investigation continues by the Grand Rapids Police Department, and we will continue to follow up on that and bring you updates as soon as we have them, both on air and online. But for now, reporting live in Grand Rapids, Nate Belt, 13 on your side.
During his police interview, Marcus revealed a disturbing sequence of events. He confessed that Alicia had served him with divorce papers on August 16th, along with her decision to sell their home. This news came as a shock to Marcus, and despite a prior court order preventing him from contacting her due to an earlier domestic violence arrest in May, he violated the order the following morning. Around 8 a.m. on August 17th, Marcus made his way to the Union Avenue home where he and Alicia had lived, and the confrontation quickly escalated. According to Marcus, the argument grew heated, and in a fit of rage, he grabbed Alicia's gun from a drawer.
Damn, he killed her with her own gun. Ooh,
Yeah.
man.
And the moment she discovered him at the house is when she should have got her own piece for her own safety.
I mean, that was her gun.
No, I'm saying the moment that she realized he was at that house, that at some point she should have got it herself. She should have went and got her own weapon when he came to the house, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying now, but that's crazy to die from your own gun.
I know, right?
That's
Yes,
crazy.
I've
thought
seen
he
so many
had
of these
his
stories.
own gun. I thought he brought his
No,
gun there. No, he didn't
no.
bring his gun there. He just took hers.
And the one thing women shouldn't do, especially once they're separated or divorced from this man, they should not even let them know they have one. That's dangerous to even let them know they have one. And I tell them, yes, get it, but don't tell them you got it. Don't tell them you got it. That's where her mistake was. He knew she had it. He knew where it was in that house. So when he came to that house, she should have got her own weapon herself. It was too easy for him to go to where he knew she kept it. Now, if you didn't move it to another place outside the house, maybe in the garage or in your car, he would never, he knew exactly where it was. And these are mistakes that women are making, especially when they are leaving or trying to leave a man that is on the down low that they have exposed. It could be any domestic violence situation. Don't even have to be a down low man. It could just be a very violent man. But they will definitely unalive you. You are at the most sensitive and vulnerable time for them to unalive you is when you leave. And he wants to blame her and unalive her for his actions. Now, how selfish is that? How narcissistic is that? She wants to leave. She knows about his double life, and now it's her fault. And he's angry that she has found out the truth and exposed his truth.
Mm. Yeah,
Now
well,
he can go to prison where he can have plenty men, all the men he wants.
yeah. Well, they said that I think that happened earlier that year. So they were away from each other for 3 months, and then after 3 months, she decided she wanted a divorce and she wanted to sell the house. And
Right.
once he got the papers, August the 16th, remember that's after the 3 months she exposed them. So all that exposure
Mhm.
was already over 3 months ago. That's why I said
Mhm.
after 3 months, I would think that he's over the exposing part. But
No, the rage was building up. The rage was building up, and then the divorce was really sent him over. And then he thought she was gonna keep the money from selling the house. So all of
yeah,
that
the house.
rage built up inside of him. So yeah,
He said he went over the next day after he got them papers.
that part.
Because he said he didn't know. I guess he went over there like, why you ain't tell me or something. I don't know if he thought they were going to get back together. She just needed some time. I don't know.
No, them divorce papers was his reality check. That's what sent him over. Them divorce papers, and him like, oh yeah, she gonna sell the house and keep the money. But this is the thing: if the house was in both of their names, she can't cash because the checks come in both of their names for sell. The check would come in both of their names for selling the house if both of their names is on the deed. One can't do it without the other. Now, unless her name alone was on the house, and maybe he gave her some money to put down on the house, maybe that's what he was tripping about. But when both names are on that deed, that check is coming either in both of y'all name or it be agreed upon when both is on the deed that one check of her half go to her and the other half will go to him. So something is shady there.
How do you get from arguing to killing? I don't understand how y'all argue with each other and then y'all just start killing each other after an argument.
Rage. That's his rage. That divorce sent him over the edge. He already exposed her. You think she's trying to steal money from him? He was enraged.
Do you think she was calling him gay and all the F words and saying you probably take D up your butt, you with your butt buddies, and like saying stuff like that to him?
No, I don't think so. I think that she just, like I said, she told family members, and she did. Once she put it on Facebook, everybody know them, right? So I think that after that, she was just like, "Nah, I want a divorce. You sleeping with men? I want no parts of that. I want a divorce, and I want to move on with my life." They have a problem with being rejected, and when they see that the woman now wants to move on with their life, they have a problem with that. Hence, Carlos.
Like talking about Carlos. Oh shit!
I think it's Carlos.
Damn.
Okay.
Is this Carlos all over again?
Listen, if it wasn't Holly doing what she did, it's possible he would have been capable of doing that, especially after Romika had found out what she found out, allegedly, about, him being on the DL. Them type of men don't want their secrets exposed. And men like him and Los that was already putting his hands on Romika, they will absolutely unalive you. Wow. No doubt about it. Holly was just a scapegoat that he used to do it. But let Romika would have exposed him on her social media page. I'm telling you, he's capable of doing it. He just used Holly. That's all. Now he like, oh, Romika can't never tell my secret now. No. Okay. It's so many of these stories.
Yeah, you're right. Well, y'all, this is crazy. OG, I just want to say thank you so much for coming up. Every time you come up, the audience just love you. They love your aura.
I love them right back.
They
I
love
love
how
them
you
right back.
talk. They just love you. Okay. So I
All
appreciate
right,
it.
baby.
All
Talk
right.
to you later.
Talk to you later. I'm running out of time. I have to go. If you guys want me to do more of these different stories, please press 2 in the comment section. If you want me to do more of these type of stories, make sure you like this video. Make sure you share. Make sure you leave comments under the video so, I know to do more of these type of videos. I have another live I have to do. I'm going to be covering the Romika case. It's going to be on the Criminal Villains YouTube channel. If you guys would like to join me over there at Criminal Villains YouTube channel, I will appreciate it. You guys know I love your company, so feel free. I'm going over there right now. Love you guys. I enjoyed you guys, and I'll see you on the next live. Okay, bye.